Welcome. Welcome to our Spreaker mini-pod. Alright, y'all can shut up now. That's better. Welcome to episode 6 of our Spreaker mini-pod right here on YouTube, our channel Arrow Entertainment. Be sure to hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, and follow us on our streaming platform for our Spreaker mini-pods, Spreaker.com/Arrow Entertainment Live, or Arrow Entertainment, whatever it is. Look us up on Spreaker from iHeartRadio, Arrow Entertainment Live. And of course, you know, Spreaker, we do the freebies over Spreaker. I'm not going to pay out my hard-earned grr, for, a podcast that I like to, take care of, that I like to do. And podcasts, it's all about your presentation. It's all about how you present yourself and what you say and what you do. So, there is somebody out there who claims to be a famous podcaster. Somebody who claims to have been doing it for 50 years. And he's like, 60, 61, 62? Who gives a fuck? He doesn't know a lick about podcasts. And he's just some old guy who rambles on, with his brand new Samsung phone and shit, claims to have a famous podcast. I'm like, well, if you're so famous, how come you don't have thousands or millions of views on your shit? But anyways, welcome to the episode today. Like I said, it's brought to you by Spreaker from iHeartRadio. That's what we're on, Spreaker.com. We also stream live to twitch.tv/arrow with a name. We do game streams, we do podcasts. Pretty soon we got a new podcast coming up called The Other Side. If you're into the paranormal and the weird stuff like we are, check that out. That is soon to come. Also follow our YouTube channel, Arrow Entertainment. And we are also on Facebook at Arrow WAN 2022. So if you want to hear us live on there with Spreaker, if you want updates, if you want videos, photos, stuff like that, anything we'd like to share, come join us over there on Facebook. Today is episode 6. Is it episode 6 or episode 4? I can't remember anymore. What episodes are we up to? Okay. Alright, we're up to episode 5. I'd label it episode 6, but fuck it. Can I actually edit that? Can I edit that? It's episode 5, not episode 6. There we go. Alright, episode 6. Save. There we go. Alright, episode 5. Identity Crisis. I want to talk about identity crisis. Okay. Now, you're probably thinking, did somebody steal your identity? What's going on? That's usually what comes off, when you talk about identity crisis. Identity crisis. Was it identity crisis? Sadly, no, it's not my identity crisis. It's an identity of genders. Identity of genders. And this is funny, too. Nowadays, you got all these people who support the liberal paid agenda, political agenda, the LGBTQ agenda. Am I homophobic? No. I don't care if you're gay. I have a few gay friends. There's some people out there. I know this one guy who's gay, right? A hilarious fucking guy. I love him to death, Not that way. Not that way. But, there's some cool guys out there that are gay. And I do enjoy talking to them. I enjoy hanging around them and all. They know I'm straight. I mean, of course, they could make some passable moves or whatever. But I'm like, hey, I don't swing that way. But, they understand. They're joking about it, So I'm not against you if you're gay. I don't give a shit. That's your business. If you choose to love another man, if you choose to love another woman, that's your business. I don't care. And of course, there's a lot of gay people out there that look at the LGBT community as a liberal criminal agenda. Well, maybe not criminal, but it's very politically fueled. It's politically fueled. And they're trying to pass an agenda. They're like, okay, it's okay to be gay. It's okay to be gay. Da 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 da. If anybody bashes you, we'll come at them. Like, yeah, there's some hillbillies out there that will bash people for who they are or what they are. Like they don't care if you're fucking gay. They'll bash the fuck out of you. Like, yeah, those people are mentally insane too. Is that somebody like me? No. if you're gay, you're gay. I do not care. It's fine. But I'm not going to let some political agenda come shove that kind of shit down my throat and parade on. Like, let's have a parade for the gays, let's parade down the street, dressed in some very risque costumes. You got gay men out there in fucking thongs parading down the street. Like, you're going a little too far there, buddy. Like, even some of the gays and out there are like, dude, put some clothes on. There are children out here. We're not trying to expose our children to this kind of shit. Like, remember back in the 80s and 90s where porn was too explicit for children? Violence was too explicit for children? Remember back in 1992, 30 years ago, when Batman Returns came out in the movie theaters and McDonald's was selling their toys, and the Happy Meals, and then there's this one kid out there who claimed to be a New York Times critic and shit. He's like, yeah, it was too violent. There's too much of this and that in it. I don't like it. I'm like, yeah, kid, you were fucking coaxed into that shit. Just fucking stop it. Like, remember when Mortal Kombat came out? It was too violent for kids and shit. Like, everything was just too extreme, too much for kids in the 80s and the 90s. But now, it's like, a guy in a fucking thong walking out in the middle of the street, dressed in fucking drag. Yeah, that's not too risque or too extreme for children nowadays. Like, you're trying to push something onto children. Like, no, fuck you. That's why I'm against the LGBT community. Fuck them. Fuck them hard. Like, literally. But anyways, before I run out of time, I want to talk about this person that I've known. I've personally known her since 2004, 2005. We went to the same high school. We worked the same job back in 2005, 2006. I call this person a Karen. She is literally a Karen right now. Like, when I describe how this woman looked, like, she was really good looking back in the day. She really was. She had some beautiful long blonde hair and all. She was dateable. I think there was one point where I kind of did want to go out with her. This was back in 2006, but nothing ever worked out. She did date men. She had boyfriends and all. But now when you look at her, like, I found this picture of her. And I put it up in my buddy's Discord, and half her head is shaven. I shit you not, her head is shaven on both sides, and she has like this fucking fro going on top that's like fucking dyed blue. Even the shaven part of her head is dyed blue. She's got like 10 fucking piercings in her nose, including her septum is pierced, and she has like, oh my god, it's got to be like 100 tattoos on her body. Her arm is completely tatted up. Her legs are tatted up. Her fucking torso's tatted up. She probably tatted her fucking clit. She probably had a tat put on her asshole. I don't fucking know. She's full of fucking tattoos. This girl, she used to be good looking. She is a disgusting version of a Karen. Like, this is something that even the Karens would, they'd be like, whoa, no, take it back, bury that shit in concrete. We don't want that. No. Like, she's so, she has brutally just taken down her image in a disgusting way. Like, this is how she feels. If she's gay, go for it, If she's openly gay, go for it. That's fine. I mean, you've dated men, but now, like, what man would want you now? I'm sorry. What man would want you now? But anyways, we had this little argument on Facebook this morning. She posted something along the lines of, I'm gender neutral. I don't know what to identify as. I don't know what I am. I'm like, oh Christ, no, you're one of those, are you? So I posted, I commented. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, not this shit. Sorry to say, girl, there's only 2 genders. Male and female. There's trans, if you're a woman with a dick, and a male with no dick. It's simple. The people who decide to start this whole, I don't know what gender I am bullshit is fucked in the head. I can't read anymore because I didn't expand it or anything. I took a screenshot for the Discord. But I said a little bit more along those lines. And then she has the nerve to talk about gender dysphoria. Dysphoria, yeah, gender dysphoria. She said gender dysphoria is real, whether you choose to acknowledge it or not. So let me look up gender dysphoria real quick for y'all, okay? Gender dysphoria. It is a distress a person feels to a mismatch between their gender identity, their personal sense of their own gender, and their sex assigned at birth. The diagnostic label gender identity disorder, oh Jesus Christ, was used until 2013 when they released the DSM-5. The release of the DSM-5. The condition was renamed and to remove the stigmata. Yeah, the stigma associated with the term disorder. I look at it as like a disorder. It is a disorder. The cause of gender dysphoria are unknown, but the gender identity likely reflects genetic and biological, environmental, and cultural factors. Who makes this shit up? Basically, like, okay, gender dysphoria in those assigned male at birth tend to follow one or two broad... They try to assign this as like, oh, it's assigned at birth. You're assigned... You don't know what you are at birth. Come the fuck on now. When you're born a male or you're born a female. Two genders. That's it. That's how it's been for the last million fucking years, people. Two fucking genders. But anyway, let me go ahead and talk about this conversation. So she talks about that. I said, okay, all it is a mental issue. That's all it is. It's feelings you have about what you are. It's not really a condition like depression or anxiety or ADHD. Plus, whoever came up with this term was fucked in the head anyway, because how are you going to determine, your gender at birth, basically? And then she was like, why does this concern you anyway? Let me live the way the life I want. What was it? No, let me live my life the way I want and focus on yourself. So I commented. This was the last comment that I made before something happened. Something spectacular happened. I laughed about it and I said, I didn't tell you how to live your life. I'm just stating facts. Like you say it's a real thing. And I'm talking about gender dysphoria. I already read about that. You say it's a real thing. Okay. And you want to identify as a garbage truck or a man is fine by me. It's just sickening that people show this type of knowledge, quote unquote knowledge. Well, they don't show it. They shove it down everyone's throats and expect us to live with it. Just like with LBGQ or whatever the fuck it is. Am I homophobic? No. I don't care if someone's gay. That's their business. I know a lot of people who are gay. I have a few friends who are gay. And all of them don't support LBGQ, XYZ, etc. because their political agenda. Same with Black Lives Matter. It's all about politics and scheming money out of people for support. Like I said, it's fact. You were born female, I was born male, but mentally you feel like you're something else. By all means, that's your business. I'm not telling you how to live your life, or I'm not telling you how to live or what to live as. As for me, I'm a man, I'm male, who works 40 plus hours a week supporting my family and doing what I'm doing. That's basically what I told this woman. I say, you want to identify as a garbage truck and shit? You want to do this? That's your business. Go about your business. I don't care. I just hate when people say shit like that and then are expected to shove this shit down your throat and say, look, this is an actual thing. I expect you to respect my feelings. I expect you to know about it and accept it. Like, you accept it. You accept it. But what you can't accept is facts, truth. Let me read a little bit about this gender dysphoria real quick before I get into the most spectacular thing that has happened. So gender dysphoria and those assigned male at birth tend to follow one of two broad trajectories: early onset or late onset. Early onset gender dysphoria is the behaviorally visible in childhood. Sometimes gender dysphoria will stop for a while in this group, and they will identify as gay or homosexual for a period of time. See, children today should not have these type of feelings. I am sorry if you find that sentence offensive. Children should not identify or come out and say, I'm gay, or no. Those are feelings. You're not born gay. You don't know what you feel until you hit a certain age. If you're 5 or 6 years old, you're not going to go around saying you're gay. That would be somebody from the LGBT community shoving that shit down your children's throats. That's what that is. Children don't make those decisions under the age of 10. They don't. They never have or never should. That is today's political agenda. That's why I am against LGBT. Fuck them. You're not going to shove that shit down my kids' throats. If my daughter wanted to come out in a few years and say, Dad, I'm gay, I got a girlfriend, that's fine. That's who you are. That's how you feel. You know, when you hit puberty and you start having emotional feelings and you start feeling a certain way about certain people, that's when you know. That's when you know. You don't know if you're gay at birth. You don't know if you're gay when you're 4 or 5 years old. I'm sorry to say, if this offends you, fuck off. That's the goddamned truth. So, this group is usually sexually attracted to members of their natal sex at adulthood, commonly identifying as heterosexual or straight. Late onset gender dysphoria does not include visible signs at early childhood, but some report having had wishes to be the opposite sex in their childhood that they did not report to others. Bull fucking shit! Bullshit! You know, I had a childhood friend, his brother. His name was Kenny, but everybody called him Peeper. You know, his mommy called him Peeper. He was a little Peeper, you know. He was just he was about a year or two younger than my friend and I, you know. And he was playing, you know, he would play with doll houses and Barbie dolls and shit, you know. That's what he wanted to play with. He did have his own toys. He had little action figures and boy toys, you know, toys meant for boys. But he also had, you know, it's what he wanted to play with. Was it him trying to identify as a girl or wishing he was a girl? No. You know where that guy's at today? Married to a woman with a kid. I'm sorry if that offends you, but yeah. Yeah. Transgender people assigned male at birth who experience late onset gender dysphoria will usually be attracted to women or may identify as lesbian and bisexual, while those early onset will be attracted to men. Symptoms of GD in children include preferences for opposite sex typical toys, games, and activities, great dislike of their own genitalia, and strong preference for playmates of the opposite sex. Some children may experience social isolation from their peers, anxiety, loneliness. Who the fuck comes up with this shit? Jesus Christ. Like, they try to take something that isn't really a thing, and they try to implement it into this, and they're like, oh, this is why children act the way they do, you know, because they want to be gay, they want to be, you know, boys want to be women, you know, girls want to be men. Jesus Christ. Symptoms of this distress related to one's assigned gender. Like, okay, if you're born a boy, like, You got a penis. You got a dick. Deal with it, That's what you're born with. It's not a fact of you can look at your parent and say, why didn't you have me as a girl? Why didn't you make me as a girl? I'm ready. I am ready for this new generation to say that shit. Mommy, Daddy, how come I'm not a girl? How come I'm not a boy? Why couldn't you change my gender when I was in the womb? I'm ready for some stupid motherfucker today to say shit like that. I'm ready for it. That's when I would go hard fucking slap across their face. 2 of them. Jesus Christ. Complications. Eating disorders. Suicide. Depression. Anxiety. Social isolation. Anybody has those. Does not mean you have gender dysphoria. I have depression. I suffer from depression. Do I suffer from gender dysphoria? Fuck no. I'm a man. I accept what I am. Always have. What the fuck is wrong with people today? I'm going to do a fucking episode of Tune In Live on this. This is too much to fucking go into in a short amount of time. But let me get back to this Karen this Karen, okay? So after my brilliant last effort to explain to her the facts and how I feel and all. So she commented back. I never got to read it. You know why? She wanted to get the last word in for her friends to see, and she blocked me. Brilliant fucking move. Come on. Can I get some claps for that? Yeah. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. My God. Yeah. Brilliant. Bravo. You blocked me. Congratulations. You are a true Democrat. You're a true blue Biden supporter. Biden supporters, they cannot take the truth. They can't handle the truth. They don't like the truth. Because when you step up to the plate with some facts, when you step up to the plate with a God-honest opinion and they don't like it, they try to get that one last little word in. And then they, bloop, fuck you. And that's it. Even if it's on social media, it's like, nope, you're blocked. I'm not having this conversation with you. I'm not having this conversation. Like, you can't be an adult and accept it, or at least try to come back with something a little bit more constructive in the argument, or just ignore it. No, you gotta be an actual fucking liberal Karen who's like, this and that, oh, he won't see what I commented because I'm boop block. It's a typical bitch Democratic move. It's a typical bitch move. You know, when somebody blocks you on social media, it means you offended them. You offended them. You spoke the truth. They hate the fucking truth. They know they're wrong. And they do a little fucking embarrassing bitch move like, oh yeah, I blocked him. I blocked him. Go Biden. Yeah, go Biden. I love paying $5 a gallon for gas. I love that food is going up. I love paying $30, $40 for one little steak at the store. I like paying $10 a box of cereal, you know? I love that shit. I love inflation. Go Biden. Yeah, those are the kind of people that... if given a gun, okay, if gender dysphoria is an actual thing and it talks about, suicide, here, let me give you a gun. Let me give this Karen a gun. Like, okay, this is how you feel and suicide's a thing. Let me tell you something. You're not going to win in any argument. So, I'll give you a gun. Have one bullet in the fucking chamber. You ain't going to get no more than that. Use it wisely. And I'm pretty sure she would fucking use it. And you know who would get the blame? Donald Trump. That's how it is in today's society. It's a sickening fucking world. And it's only going to get worse. Anyway, guys, Thanks for joining us today for this 2-parter of Identity Crisis on our Spreaker mini-pod. This will be re-uploaded to our channel Arrow Entertainment over on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe and like that. And also follow us on Facebook at Arrow WAN 2022 for updates on future streams. Guys, thank you so much for coming in and joining us today. And remember, stay tuned in for the next episode.